Hey guys, this is FPL Tips and welcome back on the deadline stream. Let me know if you guys can hear me and see me clearly. Hi Varun, hi Harshit. Let's go. Yes. Uh, Mervin has sent in his team good enough. Two free hit bench boost left. I think if you had two free hit, you might wanted to use one this week and instead of a wild card. That would have been a better strategy. But anyways, nonetheless, you can free hit in 37. You'll probably have to free hit in 35, bench boost in 36, and then free hit in 37 or 38. You can't free hit in 37 and 38. So yeah, probably plan your team accordingly. Have every player you want right now. I would recommend having Watkins or Coutinho from the very start this week. Pukki or Mateta, Pukki, Van Dijk to Alonso for a -4. I wouldn't necessarily do it just because of a double game week. If you still want to, you can go ahead. I think Alonso plays both the games this week. Kane or Mount, I think I still pick Mount. Kane slightly. Tottenham looks slightly off. If you don't want to captain both, I think if you have only Mount from Chelsea, I think Salah could be a better captaincy option this week, and you shouldn't be going against him. Is it wise to free hit this week? Yes, it is. It is decently. If you have bench boost, wildcard, something in plan, and you have a free hit as well, you can go with the strategy of free hitting now, wildcard in 35 and bench boost in 36. And I say this with the possibility of Manchester City doubling in 36. Although if there's news that Manchester City double in 37, I think then it's why is it advised to hold a free hit for 37. I think then it will be really useful then to get in more players. Pinnick is out, Canos is out. So yeah, the centre back pairing or the defensive pairing at Brentford is out, and that could help and should help Spurs. But again, to captain Kane, who's just lost a game and instead of a Mount or a Salah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Devan says Saka, Kulusevski, Puki, Rafinha, Kukurela. Pick two. I would pick Rafinha and or pick Saka and Kulusevski or Rafinha and Kulusevski. But I think I would definitely pick Kulusevski out of the five. Son or De Bruyne for the next two game weeks. I think I would hold Son for the next two, especially for the Leicester game. I think both of these games are more high scoring. With De Bruyne, there will also be reduction in minutes, especially looking at the UCL. Your team is not the current team. No, it's not the current team. I have to change my team, and thanks for reminding me that my team looks like this. If you can see on the screen, if it's available. Wait, I'll again change it. I think I have to add a new image altogether. Yes, that's my team, and you can see as it's not displaying. Anyways, yes, my team should be back. Yes, that's my team. Yes, that is what my team looks like. It looks is Ramsdale, James, Cancelo, White, Kulusevski, Sterling, Havertz, Salah, Son, Saint Maximin, Mateta. I have my two transfers this week are Havertz in for Barnes and Sterling in for Bruno. So those are my two moves for this week, and that is how my teams is looking. Yes. Edison, Michael, Laporte. That's two heavy keepers at the back. I wouldn't really recommend right away there, Melon. Something you want to work on. One weak point, of course, is Wood and good for wildcard and bench boost. It is decent, but you look extremely heavy on the back and very, in fact, very weak. You have Gordon Ramsay, Pedro Wood, and Pukki. That and I would. There is chances that Edison, Laporte, Michael will cover up for it, but I would still recommend having and distributing your funds, not going so big and heavy on the back. Going heavy in the back is fine. You would have three big fullbacks, and then you can figure out the rest. But I don't think you need to invest on 5 or 6 big players at the back. Mount, Kai, Bernardo, and Foden. Pick two to play this week till 36. Plan to bench boost in 36. I think Kai and Bernardo could be decent. I think Foden is slightly better because he's guaranteed minutes in either of the game, either this one or the next one. I think Foden and Kai. If I had to pick, if you're okay, you can double up on the Chelsea guys, and I think that's fine as well because they have an extra game. Ideal time for bench boost is 36, no doubt. Triple captain between Mount, Alonso, and Havertz. I would go for Alonso. Take a punt with the clean sheet possibility there. I would take a punt there. Start Scar or Vargas. I would say Scar. I would not really rely on Vargas anymore. I've been saying this for a while now. Captain, I've kept Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, Kane. I think I would go Salah. Should I change James to Mount? For captaincy, no, not necessary. I think James is a decent captain option. Irrespective of the attacking output, he still is a very good option in terms of clean sheets and minutes that are guaranteed to him. I still have him as Willie start. He's back. He's back from suspension. Should be starting. Although if you can sell him for a Watkins or a Werner, which are the top two preferred strikers, I think those are good punts to go to this week. Start Pukki or Scar. I will start Pukki. You can start Scar actually. Newcastle look really decent. Pukki is a bit of a form pick, but I think if I had to predict the scoreline, I would predict a 1-0 to Newcastle. And if I had players like Dubravka, Scar, or someone, I would prefer them over Pukki, or even someone like Broha or Burgos. James or Werner, I think preference wise, I would go Werner. Crystal Palace fixtures are good till the end of the season. Punt on Anderson. I think Klein is someone I would punt. He's cheaper than Anderson. He's 4 points and he's starting most games. So Anderson isn't going to get you the assist which he got a couple of games ago. And Klein will be very cheap. 4.3 will get you the clean sheets if Crystal gets some, and that would be a fine pick. And you can bench him whenever you want. He's that cheap. Should I sell Jimenez for Werner? Definitely. Why don't you captain Mo Salah? I have Havertz, and there's a certain amount of guarantee that Havertz will start both the games. Do I think he scores in both the games? No, I think I'm just expecting a goal at max from Havertz, and if I get that, then it's even, and I'm fine with it. If I really wanted to, I would punt on Salah, but I think with the double game week player, I would just hold on to him and take a chance on him since he has 2 games. By Sterling or Foden this week, if I had to, I'd go Sterling. I think he is almost nailed on to start this one. Don't see City scoring a huge amount of goals against Watford. I don't know. Because of the lineup, I don't think Grealish, Jesus, Sterling, all three together, who haven't played together for a while, will gel so quickly. Also, there's a chance that Bernardo is dropped and Gundogan is kept in the lineup. So, don't expect a huge 5-6-0, but still, I think they'll score at least 2 goals there. Prajwal Sahu sent in a super chat saying bench one of Raf, Kulusevski, Wood, or Region. Captain Salah Mount. I would captain Salah and bench Wood out of the lot. And I say Wood because Eddie Howe was also saying about rotation. So 2 reasons: Wood could be dropped. That's a possibility. And the second is that if in case Wood is not dropped, if players around him are dropped, you can suddenly see the difference in quality of the game. So yeah. You just did Sancho to Sterling. I did Sancho to Bruno last time to captain him, and I did Bruno to Sterling this week. Keeper till the end of the season. I think Ramsey is fine for 2 reasons. He's cheap, he's still good, and Arsenal do have something to play for and keep clean sheets for. They're still fighting for the 4th spot, and I think the fixtures aren't that bad that you really diss them. And he also has a double in 36, which works in all ways. Will Edison 100% start till game week 30? He should be. City can't afford to lose a game. They might bench him after an odd victory again in the UCL or rest, but I don't think keepers really need the rest. I don't see a reason why Edison should be benched. Unless there's a situation where the title is won earlier, like in game week 36 or 37, if Liverpool drop points and City win the title, then there's a chance of Edison getting benched. Best defender under 5.5, best forward under 6.8. Under 6.8, I still go Pookie. And under 5.5, there are a lot of defenders. It depends on what you're looking at. Matip is decent. If you're looking at someone more cheap and attacking, I think Young is someone who's going very under the radar. Deeney is out for the season. He won't be playing. And Villa have good doubles. They have 2 consecutive doubles, 36 and 37, and have decent fixtures this week and next week. So I think Young is someone you can definitely look at and should watch out for. Should I hold on to Kane or sell for Ronaldo or something like that? If you're selling Kane, it should be Werner, and probably Werner for captaincy. Otherwise, I think I would hold Kane, definitely. Maguire benched reliable source. Yes, Maguire. I think Ralph himself said that he's going to bench Maguire. I think that's no one gets more reliable than him. And yeah, that thoughts on Malang are he could fit in a couple of games, but I till Christensen is back or probably till Rudiger is not fit. But I don't think beyond that he plays. If he does, then it's a threat to Alonso's position. Then probably we might go to a back for him. He starts there. Cash or Young? I would start Young because he's cheap, save money. I don't think there's a huge difference in terms of chances created. And Young is a proven asset. He's on some set pieces as well. So I would take a chance on Young there. Wildcard this week should choose KDB or go big on 5 defenders. I think I would still go Kevin De Bruyne. Dexter has sent in his team. Rate the team for 36. Already includes moves Pope, Foster, Trent, James, Laporte, Fofana, White, Klein, Mount, Salah, Kulusevski, Gordon, Saka, Kane, Richarlison, Pukki. I think the only thing missing is the City players. I see only Laporte there, and City is going to have a decent double in 36. So you might want another midfield level with someone like a Foden. What's the sent in his team? Too many non-starters and injured. What to do with one free move? Only no wildcard, only free hit and bench boost. Uh, I don't. If bench boost, whenever your bench players have a decent game week, I don't think you certainly have to wait for 36. If you can in 36, then well and good. And this week, if you have too many players who are injured, this week is a decent week to free hit. It's not a bad free hit week. So it depends on your plan for 36. So if you're planning 2-3 moves till 36, then don't free hit right now. But if you're almost set with your team right now with 36, I think you could free hit now. Get in triple Chelsea, get in a City attacker, get in double Liverpool, and attack the game week. But yeah, if I had to just suggest you a transfer, I would sell Bowen to a Chelsea. Barnes, in fact, actually Barnes, you still have Barnes. I would sell Barnes, and yeah, I would sell Barnes and Vergast. So Vergast to someone like a Pookie saves you money, or even downgrade even further to someone like a Dennis or a Mateta, and upgrade Barnes to a Mount or Kulusevski, whoever you can afford. Mount or Havertz, whoever you can afford. Kane or Ronaldo, I stick to Kane, I think. Till the end of the season, there are a lot of games, lot of fixtures you want Kane for. Havertz or Mount and Werner in for Kane. I have Son, if not Kulusevski. If not Werner, then who? 11 million for striker. If you're selling Kane, I would keep Werner. But if I had to pick between one between Son and Kane, I would hold Kane and sell Son for a Havertz or a Mount. And I stick with that formation and captain them. Am I sending a super chat? Triple captain between Mount, Alonso, and Havertz. I would stick to Havertz. If you're looking safe options, if I had to really go differential, Alonso could be a good shot. Is Amate starting? No, there's no news of him starting as of now. Barnes or Amate first bench? I would bench Barnes first. Captain choice Salah Havertz. I think if you have Havertz, I'll captain Havertz over Salah. Solely due to the reason the fact that he has two games, extra game basically over Salah. I think Mane is also a good differential for people who are going to free hit in 36. As I said, I think Villa, Newcastle, especially Newcastle, Wolves, and Everton are three games where Mane has great record, and are games where Mane does tend to perform better and outperform Salah. Even the recent games in the last 10 games, Mane has outperformed Salah in terms of actual outputs and not just numbers. And he's not been overperforming. He's slightly underperforming as well in those terms. So I don't think Mane over Salah is a bad option from now till the end of the season. James Alonso double up. I wouldn't double up. One, due to rotation. Two, due to there are better defensive options at the moment. Thanks, Bevav. Rudiger to Matip or Jimenez to Pukki. I don't have Chelsea defenders planned to free in 36. I think I would go Rudiger to Matip this week. That's a more nailed on move and gets you more points in the next two fixtures. Jimenez can be sold out to Pukki or Watkins directly next week. So if you don't sell Jimenez to Pukki this week, you can buy in Watkins, which also helps you for 37 and sets you up better. Who to start? White, Ramsey, Bruja. I think I'll start Ramsey. Kai Pukki for a -4 or Kai Zaha. Nikitia for a -8. I think Kai Pukki because Nikita there's no news. We will be checking, but as of now, I had no news of Nikitia starting. So if there's any hint that he is starting, then that could be beneficial, and then you can go for that move. Captain who? Ronaldo, James, Mount, Werner. I would captain Werner. Then if you don't have an option, Mount. I think I stick to Werner there. Buy Coutinho on wildcard. You can buy him, but I think you can even buy him on a free transfer next week or in 36. There shouldn't be in hurry to buy him. Guetta Foster, he sent his team, Dennis Pookie, Mateta, got 20.7 in the bank, so just one defender and one midfielder. Okay, you have a lot of one defender and one midfielder. You can go Matip and that's your defender, and you have Son, Kulusevski, Havertz, Salah, and then you can go Foden as your midfielder. So that sets you up. You can figure it out. I think that sets you up well. The other option is, yeah, I think that's a decent option. You don't have to worry after that. Yeah. Dubravka or Sa, I would still go Dubravka. Havertz or Werner. Havertz if I had it. He's a midfielder, gets an extra point for everything. Is Jesus starting? A lot of people in lineup expect Jesus to be starting. It depends on how Pep sees it because he's very close to joining Arsenal. There could be two sides where he doesn't play him at all throughout the season or plays him very occasionally or gives him adequate chance to probably sell him. So there are both sides of the coin. We don't know how Pep thinks about this. Sterling in for Son this game week already have Kane. I would take a chance on Sterling this week, to be honest. Keep Martinelli or get in Mount slash Sterling for -8. Already have Kai and Foden. I would get in Sterling for -8 this week. I don't know if Foden is starting, so that's the problem. He's still a good option, but he will get minutes. I think he'll get 30 odd minutes, but I don't know if he's starting. Ben Saka or Burgos? Burgos. I don't think that's a question there. Aspilicueta or Puki? I would play Aspilicueta. Mount or Havertz, CR7 or Kane, Kevin De Bruyne or Sterling, please let me know. If you're looking for the entire season, Mount and Kevin De Bruyne are better. If you're looking for short-term picks, Havertz. And in my opinion, you should go short-term with Chelsea assets, so Havertz is better. For a one-week game week punt, the only game week you want Sterling is probably this one and the next one, so that's your second answer. And CR7 Kane, I think Kane till the end of the season is much better. Werner Mount Havertz, two to pick from for a hit, ready to risk it all. I think Werner and Havertz are the two guys. Werner or Salah, I think I would captain Werner. If you have a double game week player, you ought to take that chance because he's 2 games to perform. Having said that, there could be some rotation. I wouldn't be surprised to see a lineup of Havertz, Pulisic and Ziyech today, starting today, and that wouldn't surprise me at all. I have free hit and triple captain left. What should be my strategy? You free hit this week, or you free hit in 36, and triple captain in probably 38. Then I think last game weeks are usually very good to triple captain, especially with the title race heating up. I think it's going to be a good game week to triple captain. Someone like a Salah or even De Bruyne, even a single game week, they tend to score high. Even a 15-20 point haul should be great. He's second in my league. This is his move requirements: Bruno slash Son to Havertz slash Mount, plus Digne slash Doherty to James Alonso for a -4, and to Werner for -. I would take the chance. I would go Bruno to Havertz, probably Doherty to Alonso if you can afford it, and Werner to Vegas to Werner for a -8. I would take the punt, go triple up on Chelsea this week, and take the chances. Parth has sent in his team. Your views on this: also have one free hit and bench boost. When can I use these chips? You have a decent team this week. You don't have to necessarily worry about it. You have a decent team in place. You can free hit in 37 or 38. Bench boost, I think ideally would be 36 too. Alonso for Doherty and bench Burgos, definitely in my opinion. Fernandes to Sterling or De Bruyne, and Mahrez to Jota or Mount. I have Havertz and no Salah. That's a tough one. I think I'd go Fernandes to Kevin De Bruyne and Mahrez to Jota, but again, Jota would be a 1 week punt. Very likely he doesn't start the next week. Robertson or Trent and why? I personally tend to prefer Robertson now at the end of the season because there's a huge difference in their prices. One, it allows you to spread your funds, and lately Robertson has been outperforming Trent in terms of stats and everything. So, and it's a matter of 1 or 2 returns. I don't think in the next 6 matches Trent or Robertson get more than 3 returns in totality. So I don't think it's a matter of 1 or 2 returns here and there, and I think it doesn't make a huge difference. What makes a difference is the money and the budget you can spread around in your team at the moment. So that, especially when you want more heavier picks in the back and in midfield probably, or it can allow you a De Bruyne or Sterling kind of situation. Is there any Arsenal news? Let's keep checking that. Mount starting. Will not get to know about that. Absolutely no chance we'll know about that. Dyer versus Doherty. Doherty is out injured, so that is the only option. Bench on the Saka or Telles. I would bench actually, I'll still bench Telles and take a chance on Saka. Yeah. Because Telles, even if he starts, I don't think he keeps a clean sheet either of the games, and you look and if you're just banking on a return, I think Saka is better now that he could be also on penalties. And yeah. Can I get a Tottenham defender for White? I don't think you should. It's not necessary in my opinion. I think you should stick with White. Keeper on wildcard with bench boost, I think Ramsdale, stick with Ramsdale, and the second could be Guaita. I think that's it. And Foster as a second keeper. Captain Ronaldo, Salah, Sanchez, sell Madison for Mount or Alonso for Doherty or both for -4. I think priority would be Alonso for Doherty. The second is your option. If you're captaining Mount, take the -4. Start Barnes or Size. Kulusevski or Coutinho or wildcard. I think I will stick with Kulusevski for the next 2 games. I'm getting Havertz in for Barnes and want to get rid of Digne. 4.7, I think young. Stick it in. Play one from Broha, Gordon, Cash with the subs in order. Captain from Havertz, Werner. I think I would slightly more I'm slightly more biased at the moment towards Havertz, but and that's my opinion. I would suggest Havertz, and the sub order and play from one. I would play Cash, and the rest would be a sub order. Scar or Jimenez, I will start Scar. Is Kulusevski enough for Spurs? Extra money which I can use for striker. Now it's like a situation where if you look at a lot of wildcards, they don't have Spurs assets. Even fitting in Kulusevski for 2 weeks will give you certain amount of cover and involvement in the Tottenham goals. It's not as good as Son or Kane, but gets you points. So that's all that matters. Allison for Ramsdale, I wouldn't do a 6 million keeper to be honest. Region or Matip or anyone else for 5.1. I think I've taken someone like a Matip, more clean sheet chances, and has a decent amount of goal threat recently. Hwang or Burgos? Hwang, in my opinion. Saar, Casper, Ramsey, or Wood? Please answer. I think I'll start Ramsey, and between Saar or Casper, I'll go with Saar. Wait, which defender did you say for 4.7? I said Young, and I think Young from Aston Villa is the best 4.7 or sub 5 million defender at the moment to go. Kai Aspie, Greenwood for -8. I don't think Greenwood starts. Gerrard is someone who might be getting some goals. There's about 8 minutes left. Apparently, no news about Megan Ketia. James for Rudiger for -1, I would do it. Triple captain Havertz. I don't think this is the. If you are playing bench boost of 336, probably you can take a punt. Salah or Werner captain. I'm sticking to. I would recommend sticking to Werner if I had the situation. Saka or Kulusevski. I would keep Kulusevski. Striker under 6.3. Already have Dennis and Bruja Mateta. That's a striker under 6. And Pookie, I would recommend is the one I would recommend is Pookie. The other option is Mateta. Start Villa defender or Pookie or Mateta. I would start a Villa defender first. Can start Pookie is not a bad option to be over Villa defender. Depends on if I had Young and Pookie, I might be just inclined for Young, but it's your call at the end of the day. Doherty replacement, Young is an option. You can go someone cheap like from Tottenham, like a Dyer or a Davies. And 4.3, we discussed Klein before as well. If you have the funds, you can upgrade to Alonso or Matip. I think those are the options available. Himanshu's been sending in his team. Wildcard active thoughts. I don't recommend Livramento. You can switch him to Klein. He's more likely to play. Emerson is fine. Gerrard is fine. If you're not bench boosting, then it's fine. If you are bench boosting, Livramento, Klein is something you could do. Edison, Cancelo, Robertson, James, Son, Foden, Ramsey, Havertz, Saka, Kane, Bruja. Bruja to a Mateta or a Pookie if possible, or someone else could be better because Bruja hasn't been performing. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets dropped. And Son, Kane on a wildcard, I would recommend switching to someone like Mane or Kevin De Bruyne this time. I have Kane, Kevin De Bruyne, Werner, who to captain. I think still with Werner. Is Dyer or White better option than Young, or should I go with the Villa fixtures? Villa has also doubles, so I think sticking in with the doubles is better off. And the fixtures aren't bad, to be honest. Alonso or James? I think Alonso is more likely to get a return, but James is likely to get more minutes. So if you're taking a punt in terms of getting more points, then I think go with Alonso. I think he'll get you more points, but James could just be more nailed on and get you more minutes. And now it depends on Chelsea's clean sheet prospects, but I think in terms of attacking returns, Alonso could be doing better. Start Cash or Young. If you have both, start Young in my opinion. Salah or Havertz for captaincy. I think I'll go Havertz. Sa, Cancelo, Silva, Robertson, Kulusevski, Mount, Saka, Tony have one free transfer left. Anything to do? I think it's fine with the team you have. Saka, Tony. I think it's fine. You can save and roll over the transfer. You don't really have to use it. Scar, Mateta, or Gerrard. Start one, please. I start Scar. Johnny or Fofana in the starting 11, and Mount or Salah captain. If I had Mount and Salah, I'd stick slightly more inclined to captain Salah. And Johnny or Fofana, I would start Johnny in the 11. Start Mateta or Pookie, I would start Pookie, Havertz or Mount or James. Cap, Havertz, Mount or James. I would cap Havertz. I have Kane and Werner again. Captain Werner. Mateta, Klein, Adams play any two. I would play Mateta and Klein to Mateta. Take a chance on Mateta and Adams. I don't really see Adams starting again, but it's a chance you want to take. It could board out well because Southampton have lost the last 2 games without him, so something that is on my mind. Ramsdale or Sanchez start with. I think this week you can stick with Sanchez. You can take a punt, but overall Ramsdale is a safer option. If you have White, then definitely go with Sanchez. Don't double up on the Arsenal defense. Sir, Doherty for Matip or Laporte or Thiago. If you can, Laporte. Best forwards on the 7.6 except Pookie and Mateta. I think Watkins, he's going under the radar. Good double game he's coming up with. And he's also doing better off than Coutinho in terms of big chance involvements and minutes per XGI. So that's something you want to do. Take look at. Dalor Scar, or such Scar, Walker Peters, Bruha, Mateta, who to bench. Burgos, Bruha, Walker Peters, who to bench. I'd bench Bruha and take a chance on Walker Peters and Burgos alone. That's it. James Aspilicueta or Alonso. James Price affects future transfer. That's the only thing. I think Alonso then. Bowen, Burgos, Bruja, Livramento. I think don't play Livramento and Burgos take a chance on Bruja and Bowen. Ramsey's car, Ramsey. Who to pick between Mounts, Havertz or Wildcard? I'll still stick with Havertz as I discussed earlier. Kai Sterling, Mateta for -8. I would do for Kai and Sterling if you're captain them. Havertz over Sterling as well. Sterling has a single game week. Don't rely a lot. And also the points are usually very varied and distributed among the City players, so stick with Havertz. Son to Mane on wildcard already have Salah. I wouldn't do that. If you have Salah, then I wouldn't. Need to check out some news before the 3 minutes left. Go set your teams as well. Trying to get any Arsenal news if you could. Buy Havertz for Diaz or Saka. If you have only Diaz from Liverpool, then probably for Saka. If you have Salah, then I would sell Diaz. I don't see him starting. I think Jota starts this one. Is there anything? Is there any news? No, there's no news. So Ronaldo is starting for everyone who wants to know about it, but apart from that, there's no news. So I think this is it. What we have at the end of the game week, we'll figure it out. At the moment, we just have this much news. We know that Maguire is benched and Ronaldo is starting. Captain Kane or Werner? I think Werner. Captain your double game week players, guys. If you have Werner and Havertz who are nailed on, captain them. I think with the people who mount, if you're okay with taking a chance, I think you should be taking it. If you're playing safe, then go Salah. I would push it to you because there is a chance that he gets benched. But then again, up to you. Honestly, but if you have, if you're okay with taking a punt, you can go Mount. I wouldn't say no to it, to be honest. It's not completely out of a mind decision to go Mount and captain him this week. Hold Sancho, get Havertz. Captain Werner, Havertz. Hold yourself cash for and Richarlison. Hold both of them, I think. Please reply to play from James Ward-Prowse, Martinelli, Vergos. I think Martinelli and James Ward-Prowse are the two people you want to play Parth. And don't take a 1 week punt to Zaha. I think hold on to James Ward-Prowse and play him. Captain Salah or James Salah. Mount Havertz double up on wildcard. I would look at that. I think it's a good double up. Mounts Havertz double up on wildcard again. Yes. Guys, last minute and Rookie has sent in a team. Any suggestions? I think looks fine. Ronaldo, Werner, Pukki. I wouldn't really go Ronaldo on wildcard, despite the double game. Start Kulusevski or Elanga. Kulusevski. Reece James captain is a decent option if you don't have better options. I think Salah, Mount, even Mount might be better off than Reece James at the moment for captaincy. If he gets more one return, Mount is very likely to get more bonus points than even Havertz. And that is it. Vergos or Pukki? I think last question, if you could, I would go Pukki. And yeah, that is it. That is deadline. That's 3:30 over here, and that is deadline everywhere else as well. And my final lineup would be Ramsdale, James, Cancelo, White, Kulusevski, Sterling, Havertz, Salah, Son, Saint Maximin, Mateta, with the bench of Foster, Bruja, Amat, and Doherty. Yup. And for everyone, do hit the like button. If you are new, please consider subscribing to the channel. We are trying to push as much as content as possible. And do follow us on Instagram if you don't already. We put out a lot more content there and push a lot more thoughts and content there as well. So yeah. Ronaldo and Richarlison later in the City player addition, depending if they're double in 36. Don't want to comment. I still think Kane would have been a better option. But anyways, decent option. You can still Kane basically allows you to hold him if you don't want to make a switch for the entire season. But with Ronaldo, you will have to make a switch for a minus for at least. My OR is just too bad. It's around 200, 250k. Not worth discussing at the moment. Any differential for the upcoming games? We'll figure it out. I think at the moment, I think Watkins is someone going under the line, even young. But apart from that, most everyone is on the radar. Everyone is looking at the Chelsea assets, Liverpool and City assets, so not really differentials at the moment. And who I think wins the PL is who I think City win the PL. Who I want to win the PL is probably Liverpool. So yeah, one bench boost and one free hit. If you have one bench boost and free hit, I think bench boost in 36 and free hit probably in 37. Look at how your team is. So if you have a triple Liverpool, you can free hit in 37. It allows you to get out your Liverpool players, figure out your stuff, and then 38 is fine. Although if you do, if you're also the other thing you can look at, if you're not well set up for 38, which is very likely with a very good bench push in 36, then you should free hit in 38. You will have more likely news of who's starting, who's not, and you can play your cards very well. On that note, we'll wrap it up, guys. Thank you for joining the stream. This is FP Tip signing off. Cheers.